you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. My name is Kenny. Some of you may know me as Kennie Kat. I am a competitive golfer, and this channel is dedicated to my journey on what it takes to become a better competitive golfer. Meow. Today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about myself. Some of you may have noticed I've reached 1,000 subscribers, and according to YouTube tradition, you're supposed to do some kind of interesting video when you reach certain milestones. I figured it'd be a great opportunity to share a little bit about my backstory so that I can connect with some of you down that lens and you can understand a little bit more of the man behind the camera. Who am I? My name is Kenny Ellerby. I am originally from Chicago, Illinois. I was born and raised there and lived in Chicago for the vast majority of my life. And I recently moved to Phoenix, Arizona about 2 years ago, and that is where I currently reside. So if you haven't seen my introductory video where I talk about my golfing journey, I actually started playing the game of golf about 2.5 years ago. I went on a bachelor party to San Diego, and a few of my friends played golf. I obviously knew of the sport. I think I may have played top golf one time in my life before then, but prior to that, I had never really swung a club. And we went to this little tiny municipal course called Mission Trails Golf Club. I rented like this old set of Callaway XIs, and they had like a big Bertha driver, and I bought like some Pinnacle golf balls, and I was instantly hooked from that moment. I had never understood golf until I played a full 18 holes, and I'm glad it happened that way. And that was the catalyst to my journey of what you see today. I guess I'll talk a little bit about my athletic background or just my general background. Don't worry, we're not gonna go like all the way back to the manger. Tis was a beautiful night of the 23rd of June or July and Kenny was born. No, we're not gonna go that far back. For as long as I can remember, I was always someone that was encouraged to try all kinds of athletic activities. I remember as a young age, I was in a lot of sports. My mom put me in basketball. Wasn't very good at basketball. I played soccer for a little bit. Did not like soccer. I remember vividly getting hit in the stomach with a soccer ball, and I've never felt like I was going to die more so at that point in time. Like my soul just left my body. I was a pretty good baseball player, pee-wee playing in baseball. I played up until around middle school, and I was a pretty good pitcher. And then I also have done a myriad of other activities, tennis, archery, but none of them ever really stuck. Where I did excel is I played saxophone for well over 10 years, and I was actually a really good jazz player, good saxophonist. I had the opportunity to play in the Chicago Symphony Orchestra when I was like 16. So I have many, many, many medals from state, national championships of playing saxophone. And I think the thing that I'd always told myself was I was an academic, not an athlete. You know, like I wasn't tall, I wasn't big, and I just reserved myself to this area of I'm just not an athlete, you know, like I do academic things and there's no reason for me to try to excel at an athletic sport because I'm just a smart person, like, so just be smart. I believed I was an academic and I believed that I was good at, you know, numbers and good at business and good at sales skills, and that's what I ultimately became good at and still am good at today. I did like training for a lot of the sports. I remember I did track, I did high jump for a very long time, and I trained with the football players inside of the field house. Like I did enjoy the training aspect of lifting weights and plyometrics and getting better and getting stronger. And I think at my height, in my high jumping career, I guess you want to call it, I had a 40-inch vertical, somewhere around there. Fast forward all those years and I find this sport called golf, right? And I play this thing and instantly, and I mean instantly, I'm hooked. Everything about the game speaks to me. I'm the type of person that enjoys failure and learning. That's always been something that has helped me to be successful in life. And golf is just literally, as Tiger Woods would say it, the microcosm of life. And I love the ups and downs. I love the fact that you could never perfect it. I love the fact that you have to mentally manage yourself around the course. I think the idea of trying to get this stupid little ball across this big giant field, and we are so hopelessly average at completing such a simple, mundane task. Golf just fits my psychology. I love being challenged. I love seeing how far I can push myself. I love the aspect of just working to continually improve. I got a coach and I started really working at it to improve my golf game and really wanting to like pursue this further and see what I could do and how good I could become at it and how far I could really take it. An event in my life occurred that really made me start to take it more seriously. I apologize in advance if I get a little emotional through this part of the story because it is still a little sensitive. I went on a trip to Phoenix, Arizona, and I came back and my brother called me and he had informed me that my cousin was killed in a tragic motorcycle accident. And now that I look back on it, I think that was probably one of the only times in the past 2.5+ years where I've actually had a giant period between me not golfing. I was very close with my cousin. We were very similar in a lot of ways. You know, he followed his passions in life. Like he loved cars. He was a car nut. I remember always being impressed at his athletic ability because he's a little bit smaller than me. You know, like big, giant, tall people don't really run in my family. Sorry, I didn't tell you his name. My cousin Clifford. And he was a good athlete. Like, you know, he played baseball, he played football, he played basketball, and I was always very impressed by him. He did all these athletic things that I never thought I could do. And all the times we spent, I would just tell him, no, Clifford, you know, like you go play basketball. Like, I'm not really that good at it. I'm not really an athlete like you or my brother. I can't really do it. And he would tell me all the time, he'd be like, no, man, like you can totally do it. You just gotta like believe in yourself. So that was really, in an essence, the catalyst that pushed me to take golf as seriously as I do today. As unfortunate as it is that his life was cut short, he lived the vast majority of the life that he did have following his passions. And this is something that I was extremely passionate about. So I found a way to, you know, channel that pain and that energy into a positive outlet, which is something that he would love. You know, at the end of the day, you want to beat the course and you want to beat the other players that you're playing. But I was reading a book from Tiger Woods and he says this quote, let me just read it. The cliche about the game being you against the course is only partly true. Ultimately, it is you against yourself. It always comes down to how well you know yourself, your ability, your limitations, and the confidence you have in your ability to execute under pressure that is mostly self-created. On a golf course, you spend a lot of time with yourself, you're challenged by yourself, and you build up these misconceptions about who you are as a person and what you think you can and cannot do and what you think you can execute. I had an opportunity to not only advance my personal life, my professional career, but I could move to a place where I could really give this golf thing a go and stop telling myself that I'm not an athlete and that I can't do a physical athletic activity to a high degree. I can. Believe that it's actually doable and execute on it like I've done with everything else in my life. I took a promotion with like 2 weeks notice, packed up all my stuff, moved to Arizona. I knew it would be good for my professional career, and I knew that I would meet so many different people, but more importantly, I'd have access to weather and golf facilities that would allow me to grow my game beyond the potential of what I could get in Chicago. Like, I can be an athlete. There's nothing wrong with that. And if I'm willing to commit to the process, I can grow as a person and become better overall. And golf has definitely given me a lot of that. So I don't want to just compete at golf and be good at it as an amateur golfer and competitive levels. I want to compete with some of the best amateur golfers in the world. And one of my bigger goals is to enter and compete in the USGA Mid-Am. Now, for those of you who don't know, the USGA Mid-Am is the largest amateur competition in the United States, I believe. It is the best amateur golfers from around the United States and probably around the world. They all show up to compete. It's very similar to the US Amateur, which is what Tiger Woods won 3 times back-to-back. The Mid-Am is reserved for people that are over 25 and not college athletes. I want to compete against, and obviously win, against some of the best amateurs in the entire world. I feel very confident with pursuing this goal and this path for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And as long as I take good care of my body and my health and my flexibility, I don't see any reason why I can't compete in and win that tournament. For starters, I would be remiss if I did not say thank you all down that lens very much for watching my videos, tuning into my content, giving me your feedback. I greatly appreciate it. So to become an elite level amateur golfer is gonna take some serious skill sets. This is why the videos you see me working on some things to improve we'll get into that. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but improve my overall physical ability, my athletic ability, my driving distance. All of these are components and skills that I will need to improve when it comes time to compete with that elite level amateur golfer. What else do I really want to say? What more can I say? Oh, I also can sing. It's another hidden talent. If you've made it this far into the video and haven't turned off because I haven't done anything golf related in the first few minutes, I do appreciate your time. I figured it'd be helpful to, give a little bit of backstory about who I am, my why behind on this journey, and then what my ultimate goals are. If you have any questions about me, my personal story, or anything else, always leave them in that comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. You know I'm going to respond. As always, thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel. Deuces, people. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.